when we all got together, we all said to ourselves, hey, what was or what is the single most important asset to any company? And it's our influencers, it's our brand partners, our distributors, whatever you want to call them. And
It's
so
you.
often, yes,
It's you.
it's those on the other end of this call. And what I'm going to share with you is actually that belief and how we're actually going to execute on that belief, which is how do we turn our influencers into some of the most dynamic individuals in the world? And what we want them to do is to come into our company, and we want to invest in their character building. We want to invest in their ability to be able to show up on time, present, in shape, do all the things you've always wanted to do, but give you the tools to empower you. Because we've seen companies come and go. We've seen businesses come and go. And one of the biggest things we believe as a team that the investment lacks in is actually investing in its actual distributors. So we wanted to create a company, which is the first slide you're looking at, where we put together a program that allows you to level up your game. And we call these the 5 non-negotiables. Now, non-negotiable, just think about what that word means. It means you have no ability to negotiate the contract once it's made. It's a non-negotiable contract. And what we mean by that is when you make these small promises to yourself, and we're going to talk to you about how we do that. These are things that you cannot break, that you can do every day to keep your promises. And as you do these 5 things every day of your life, you're going to realize how often you're going to level up. And sometimes you won't even know it. It's just increment changes on that way. And so we just got approved today for an app in the Apple Store called AAO 5 Non-Negotiables. And what we determine is looking at all the success people and individuals and distributors, $1 million earners we've worked with, we realize there are 5 areas of your life that you need to always be focusing on a daily habit, on a daily focus. Number 1, nutrition. What you eat in your body greatly determines on how you feel, behave, how you react. A lot of people don't realize this, but food is a drug. Your body reacts to it just like a drug would. And so whatever you put into your body, obviously you're going to get that same reaction of what you put into it. So it's very important. You got a very good and a strict nutrition plan. And when we say that, we hope that nutrition plan and that non-negotiable is that you take one of our active greens on a daily basis. It probably should be, because when you hear about what we're putting into it, you realize it's probably the best nutritional product on the planet for you to put into your body. Number 2, you got to be just doing something physical. You can't sit around every day and just wish you're going to get healthier. You really got to develop your body. You've got to push it to the test and push it. And you're going to feel better. I can tell you honestly, there are times in my life where I've been sedentary and I've regretted it. I get back pain, neck pain. I get all sorts of things aren't working. When I start getting into my exercise regimen, I feel better. I act better. I show up better. That's another aspect of your life we want you to commit to and do on a daily basis. Number 3, personal development. This is something that if you're not doing on a daily basis, you really should take the time. If you're not self-reflecting, if you're not looking at ways to make a weakness that you have a stronger habit, or maybe something you're strong at even stronger, then you're never going to level up. You have to be investing in yourself. Number 4, business and finance. We all understand that business and finance really is a part of reality. It's a part of life. And actually, a lot of the reasons why we work is to get the freedoms that we're trying to gain, whether it's vacation time, time with our family, make that first $1 million, whatever it may be. But you don't get there without a plan. You got to put a plan together. You got to execute on that plan on a daily basis. And I'm here to tell you, because I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. Tommy, I know, has been as well, too. And we've seen a lot of success. It is always a grind. I would say there's never been a day when I've started a company that it has not been a grind. What gets me through that grind? Diet, physical exercise, personal development, and focusing on my business on a daily basis. That's what gets me through the grind. That's what gets me to starting something, to finishing something, to turning it into a multi-million-dollar idea.
Well, and these are really keystone habits. They're keystone habits, and they affect more than just these areas of your life.
That's right. They really do. And the last one, and this is the most important part, is accountability. The reason why we created this app in the App Store called the AAO 5 Non-Negotiables is it allows us as a company, number 1, to encourage you to check off whether you've done these things, these 5 things for yourself. And we're actually watching you, and we can reward you. And we're going to talk about how some of that rewarding happens with some NFTs and some digital prizes. But the idea of accountability, there's a Harvard Business Review study on accountability. And what they found out of those that had these fitness trackers, when they were in a group where people could watch what they were doing, they usually met their goal 8 out of 10 times. Those that were not accountable to a group you wound up missing the mark 8 out of 10 times. In other words, if you know you're not being watched, your chances of finishing are pretty slim. But if you know you're being watched, the chances of finishing are pretty high. And so we're going to be watching because we want to get you finished to that finish line. And accountability is one of the biggest factor. If you're actually on a journey to do the nutrition, the physical, the personal development, and the finance, is the key essential part to anything in business is to be accountable for the things that you've promised yourself to do. And that's that's why we have as number 5, because in my opinion, it is the single most important part of the 5 non-negotiables.